Alright then, let's go into our last Winnerbracket Quarterfinal. Sok versus Sewin, the two Koreans duking out. Good friends, hanging out, and we're living together for quite a while. Sewin, of course, the Season 9 Grand Champion, where he defeated Happy in the Grand Final. Sok, the last remaining human. Remo, where's your money on? Who's your money on?
Sok. I'm gonna go with Sok, dude.
Carson, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, heresy, I know. But thinking back to Stockholm, to Sweden, Soin back then already didn't feel too confident against human, and I feel like the humans have gotten more. I found more ways to play. By the way, shout out to Sok's profile picture, which is tanks and towers. Yeah, and I believe in Sok again. I was a bit disappointed with him. I felt like he was not playing up to his potential, but I think he's playing strong once more. And Sewin, I think he's an absolute killer against Undead. He's also been looking really good recently against Night Elf, but I think against Human may not be his best matchup.
All right, Carson, you will probably disagree.
I think Sewin's going to win the whole tournament, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, but we'll soon find out if Sewin's continuing his hot streak from last weekend. If he keeps playing as well as he was playing last week, he's going to destroy everyone.
Okay, if Carson promises something, he's oftentimes right. But Sok has become the best human in the world in recent 2 weeks, I would say. And I don't think it's even a discussion. He's better now than Chemico in basically every matchup. So let's see if he can bring it here today on Amazonia of all maps. We got Sok in the upper right, and we got Sewin in the bottom left. And you don't know who's casting this, do you?
Yeah, that's why I did the classic, all right, here we go. But I want to cast. I mean, Sok is one of my favorite players of all time. I can't wait to see him lose. One of my favorite players. I did say many years ago when TH and Enfi were still playing Neo that Sok one day was going to be the best player in the whole world. I thought best player in the entire world, not best human. But at least he's gotten this far. Maybe no human could be the best player in the whole world.
I mean, he is the one human that won a tournament this year, right? WSB, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, actually. And that cemented his status as the #1 human. Wonder how well they prepared for this, how much you actually have to prepare. Do you know what they play here? What is the meta in Human vs. Orc nowadays? Is it rifles? Is it expansions? What is it?
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of rifles recently. And Mountain King. Back to Mountain King. We saw Beastmaster for a little bit. We saw Panda for a little bit. But all the top humans have been playing even 2-farm tech into rifles. Right now, Sok is actually playing 3-farm. But yeah, we've very often seen the revival of that super fast tech that we first saw, I think, on Northern Isles when this first became meta. And lots of riflemen. And of course, Orcs still going for that expansion with Bestiary, Spirit Lodge, Torn Chief, and then just trying to hold at all costs. Some Orcs will try to skip that Tier 2 expansion and just say, all right, let's have a creeping war, and I'll get a high-level Torn Chief and try to counter the rifles that way. But most top-level Orcs are just trying to hold their expansion at all costs or die doing it.
We'll see if that's possible on Amazonia as well. A little bit rougher to creep this than on most other maps. Sok was distracting quite a bit with that footman trying to steal last hits, and that caused a little bit of delay. And he just jumps from camp to camp, got the boys ready because he's anticipating that Farseer coming in.
Chain Lightning is locked and loaded, so this Taskmaster might be quite the tall task for Sok. He's going to take a whole lot of damage going for it, and even then there could be a last hit Chain Lightning. Archmage got it, though. Second Gloves of Haste. Little bit mistimed there from Sewin, but the footmen have taken damage, and no level 3 Archmage yet, so all the damage he's taken hasn't really given him any anything to gain yet.
Not really, eh? Sok with the solid early game, being chased now, a couple of chip damage, and we've seen Sok here on this map versus Lin not too long ago, and these games are always crazy. It's mostly happening on... Oh, nice block by Sewin, though. It's mostly a tug of war on one side of the map. Then it's a lot about shop control, even though there's 2 shops here, and you could theoretically walk across the entire map, get that invo potion, get that heal scroll. You can't give up so much map control and let your opponent creep in the meantime. So wonder if we'll see that again.
Yeah, map control will definitely favor Soin if he manages to get level 3, which he does. Those level 2 wolves are excellent. Now he can almost send his units back and use just the Farseer himself to really pressure. Oh, Footman take a lot of damage for Sock. That's going to be one more kill for Soin, who seems to pull ahead if he can keep this Grunt alive, which I imagine he should be able to if the Farseer threatens a Chain Lightning. Okay, he just denies it instead. But yeah, this Archmage is quite bruised and has yet to get that level 3.
It's not really what you want. Shop is finished, but he has to move all the way back. More footman losses than you necessarily want. 2 of them bruised in the main as well. At least the shop is up in time. But that's a lot of time now for Sewin to get something done here. Do you want to creep even further here on level 3? It's always a weird moment in the game when you have that level already and waiting for your second hero. What do you do?
100%. Yeah, it's always very, very weird. You don't want to take away a lot of valuable camps from your Tauren Chieftain, but you also don't want to just blindly run around. It's an issue for a Keeper as well at times. Do you really want to creep past level 3 Keeper? Death Knight sometimes. Do you want to creep past that? So it's tough, but I think Farseer are definitely one of the better heroes in the game to creep. You know, get him closer to level 5. And so many footmen caught out of position. Oh my god. This is 3 more kills. That's 5 in total. A pause. A ... Anticipation, Neo.
Yeah, what was... Oh, Spikes. This is a Korean server, though, so...
Yeah, they both have 5 ping.
Yeah. Okay, maybe... I don't know what's up. But man, Sock comes into this tournament. This is his first match he plays in this entire tournament because he was top 4 in Season 11. But so far, it looks like Soin is pretty dominant.
Yeah, definitely. And Sock is playing a little bit different. I mentioned the rifles, but so far I didn't see a blacksmith unless I'm confused. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Double Sanctum, which is different from what I feel like I've seen from Chico and Fortitude and even Sock at times recently. But maybe it's to do with the map as we see Double Sanctums now. Maybe the reason he's playing casters on this map in particular is because what you mentioned earlier. It's very difficult to get the expansion up as the Orc. And of course, against the casters, you need an expansion to be able to win against that wall of breakers. You need an economic edge. So maybe that's why he's playing casters as opposed to rifles here, because he doesn't want it to be one base.
Sock is having a wonderful moment right there. Cancels the Lodge, cancels the Beastery. This is so much damage done with only an Archmage and the summons. He's even going for the Burrow. The peons are ready to hold this one. Oh, Lodge again. Guess what? There's another Water Elemental. The humans' Hydro homies causing quite a ruckus here.
Shaman is not going to come out. The Spirit Lodge. Oh, won't be canceled. One more attack. Can the peon block? The peon can block it. It will. Nicely done from Sewin, aware of that Water Elemental that only needed a couple of attacks. Very important to keep that Spirit Lodge at all costs alive. The Bestiary is expendable because you can creep without it, but of course, if you get pressured against these sorceresses and the Water Elementals, you need Shamans. And a lot of pressure is going to be the Mountain King comes straight across the map.
Yeah, no creeping at all. He wants to take revenge for the footman he lost. Archmage also to 50% down. There's Stomp, so you gotta be a little careful about your heroes. But as good as the early game was for Sewin... Sock was a little worried. As good as the early game was for Sewin, I think Sock, with the delay, is kind of back.
Absolutely, yeah. He's only lost Footmen, and Footmen are very expendable, especially the damage on the Archmage also is because now there's a Priest, which 25 health per tick. That Archmage will be full health in no time. And the Tauren Chieftain is very, very low on experience. And again, it's going to be tough for Sewin to get an expansion if he wants.
700 gold, very low on lumber. Yeah, this will delay everything quite a bit, but you can even that out with a couple of items. He will have Lightning Shield anyway, due to the item he just found, and creeping for the TC goes kinda well. Chain Lightning Steel, mwah.
So much XP. And, you know, even though there will be breakers, level 3 wolves can still be extremely valuable if you get level 5 or just level 3 Chain Lightning. I know you're a fan of that, of course. That can be a ton of damage on the casters. So level 5 Farseer is an extremely strong hero, much stronger than maybe the Archmage would be, for instance.
Tier 2 unfolds. We got a couple of subs in. Thank you, Buttcrumbs, for the gifted sub. James Lewin for the 17 month. Thanks for all the awesome coverage. You guys do a great job. And Pios95 also. Thank you. So is there a clear lead for anyone?
I think it's looking good for Sock now because Sewin has no future with an expansion, it seems. He hasn't even gone over to that rock column yet to start creeping it, and Sock might be trying to expand himself. And with the sorceresses, with the militia support, with breakers coming out to counter the wolves, it's going to be hard for Sewin to really win a fight. Maybe right now he could win a fight because there's not many casters, but in the next 30 seconds, probably not.
Level 3 TC still missing. First breakers are coming in as well. And then control magic is already there. Hero focus, name of the game. Wolf block. Excellent execution by Sewin thus far. But Sock also salvaging the speed scroller engaged. And that Archmage just walks it off.
The Wolves still chasing that Archmage. Bolt on the Torn Chieftain. Has a heal scroll. Also a Town Portal might have to be swapped over. Now focus fire on the Mountain King. This guy might be falling. It's just pure hero focus from Sewin. Oh, Megalol, maybe the Torn Chieftain coming back in for another stomp, but no, the heroes are so well secured by Sock. Nicely done. Oh, but the Mountain King eats an ensnare, and that'll be a kill at long last, but all the mana used and a couple of losses as well for Sewin for just a level 1 hero.
Yeah, he got a grunt blocked, he got some woofies blocked. This is still a strong army for Sock, even though the CC is not there. Sewin plays is really aggressive. I wonder if he has to.
Yeah, I wonder what the long-term plan is. Normally when you're aggressive like this, of course, you're buying time for the expansion to come up, and then you're just ahead by default. But in this case, just constant fights. Eventually, you're going to run out of steam. Of course, Sock isn't going to because he has that aura, and he's got those priests, whereas Sewin has no real way to back up and heal without a town portal.
Oh man, TC down, Raider down, breaker numbers rising. The Kodo has eaten already, so not much value here. Heal scroll has to be committed soon. Whew, I think he wanted to swap the town portal to save that big bull, and he does. Can he take another breaker with him? Yes, he does. And the cost of a headhunter, maybe no. MK is back, and Sock has all the cards in his hand.
I wonder if he's going to expand. I wonder if either player is going to expand. Of course, I keep saying it, but I do think Sewin still should send a peon and go creep that rock column as early as he possibly can. The Mountain King is still under-leveled, so I think Sewin with a heal scroll could potentially defend that expansion from any cancels. And there's not many creeps left on the map when they both take their mercenary camps. Mountain King level 2 push from vulnerability, very, very important. We'll see what Sewin manages to get from his rock column.
Zombie Mask would be great. Kodo block is also great. Potion of Greater Healing. Zombie Mask, of course, only at the mercenary camps. And Sock, he wants to continue brawling. He's like, hey, why are you leaving me alone? This was fun. Let's do it again.
3 Kodos, though, Neo, and 2 of them have already eaten. The third is being focused, but the low HP one is one without a breaker right now, so not the end of the world. The Torn Chieftain has a greater heal. Might have to use it sooner rather than later. There's a Bolt now. There's a greater heal. Focus fire again on the Mountain King, but Potion of Vulnerability can just be used.
And he does. On the other side, Lightning Shield, almost a malicious surround. They are suffering big time now, but the Mountain King is getting the better end of the stick and gets his revenge for being killed in the north earlier. This is looking tremendous. But yeah, level 5 now, and it's Chain Lightning 3. Can you just kill him off? Not enough damage. Nice retreat. Another Kodo falls.
Archmage at risk, though. Might have to be a town portal, especially with that Chain Lightning 3 you mentioned. Actually dodges the damage. Nicely done. You want to keep that Archmage as healthy as possible. And Sewin holds on there. Loses the Torn Chieftain, of course, on level 3, but does get a decent number of kills and still has those 2 breakers that he ate. The Kodo that died did not have a breaker, so not bad for Sewin despite the hero losses, but I would put Sock in the driver's seat if he can heal up and get Mountain King 3.
The longer the game goes, the more and more breakers you get, and that's always the problem for ORC. But here on this map, there's so much open space that mass breakers might not be as big of a problem as, for example, on Tidehunters. Crazy vision, of course, for Sock the entire time. He can assess the situation and see what he's doing, and decides to go for more creeping for that sweet MK3.
This is such an unusual game. I doubt I would be able to find a replay of one base where the human's playing casters. One base where the human plays rifles is very common because all you need to do is just power creep your Torn Chief until he's level 5, and then the Orc can actually win against rifles. But against Mass Breakers, you always see an expansion from the Orc. This is the first time at this level, at least, I swear I've seen this. Just constant fights, constant trading. And now with this Mountain King being level 3, oh, just barely. Needs to get that Wolf. Maybe Sock could finally win a fight definitively.
Now the vision is gone as the Kodo has devoured. No upgrades on the Headhunters. Could use some of them, I guess. Invis coming in for the Sorks. Have we even Sorks on the field? Yes, we do. 2, 3 of them. Very good army for Sock. We are at 50-50 territory. Heal Scroll, Invo Potion on each side. Oh man, this is gonna be an epic fight coming up, and that will probably decide the game. But Sewin has the level advantage. 5 and 3 versus 4 and 2. That's not too great.
Now, what is Sock looking to do right now? He had to reveal the Murloc because he killed all the other creeps, and then the Murloc.
Ah, sweet.
Just to level 3. But that was so much time. 50 gold, and now Soin is getting, or I said Soin before, but that was Sock obviously revealing. Now Soin's getting the Granite Golem. Tons of experience. The Water Elemental's going to scout thanks to that Invis. Gets Khadgar's Pipe, the money drop. Sock notices now, but he might be too little too late. He could still win the fight, though.
Oh, damn. He didn't pick up the item just yet. There we go. Finally, we have a speed scroll to disengage, but of course also dispel, even though it's hard to do. Rock Golem still raging. TC, do you want to engage now? You're ultra hurt. Needs an invul soon because that hammer is locked and loaded. Oh, sweet. Fake by Sock. Someone was anticipating this, but the hammer ends up on the Kodo, and she's dead as well.
Soon the Torn Chieftain at level 2 aura will be quite nice. 2 Kodos have eaten, but 1 is about to fall. The Torn Chieftain can only really supply aura right now. Heal Scroll counters that level 3 Chain Lightning. The Mountain King still has a potion of vulnerability and 1 more clap. 1 breaker back from the Kodo. 2 breakers back from the Kodo. Yeah, and Soin just has to back away. He's got to eat the losses, I feel like.
Oh man, that's a lot of damage done here. Breaker back. Grunt and Raider also left alone, and every other hit is a bash, so good luck with that. TC level 4. Chain Lightning is of course a big weapon, but this army of Sock is so big already.
If someone only had a town portal there, he could have gotten out and gone and crept the next. Red forces the potion of vulnerability, but the slow trap is kicking in. 2 speed scrolls were already used in this fight, and the Mountain King is getting tons of mana back. Oh, Soin goes forward, not back. He's looking to at least try to survive this fight. That's a big stomp, a massive stomp even. But just there's so many breakers still left over.
Yeah, I don't know how you deal with them. I mean, against the caster, Chain Lightning and Stomp is pretty good, but against breakers, that's all worth nothing. Farseer close to 6, actually. Could harass with Invis Wolves if he gets a little more experience. This might not be over yet.
Level 6. Yeah, that creeping we were talking about earlier, that's how it pays off in the end. More breakers falling. All right, Soin. 3 breaker kills.
Sock's maybe a little bit too confident here. Couple of sloppy losses.
Soin certainly has to back away now. Oh, he goes in. Mountain King has to use that potion of vulnerability. Has a Stormbolt. Torn Chieftain probably dead. Definitely dead. Will fall level 4 now on the Mountain King. Has Sock done enough? 42 against 49, but everything is so low for the Orc.
Oh man, Kingdom 4 heal scroll now. Sock about to close out this one game. Kodo, oh, dodges the Devourer. Nicely done. But yeah, what do you do? What do you do? Kodo is falling. He could just get a pentakill if he so desires.
Yeah, everything is low. And Invis, of course, no chance to kill that Mountain King any longer. Stormbolt now slow on the Farseer. Torn Chieftain a minute and a half away currently. And just kill after kill. The Mountain King going to be getting closer to level 5 with every one of these. The peons will give some more experience as well. Soin finally gets back to his base, but with what army left?
Man, this was such a great situation after getting that Khadgar's Pipe. But he wanted to engage. He was a little unsure of what to do. And then so many losses in so little time. He did actually not too bad for a 15 supply lead of his opponent, but then the TC loss hurt him big time. Invis Wolf Harass is probably the only way to get back.
Yeah, I haven't even seen him summon wolves yet, though, unfortunately. But that would definitely be a strong play if he could buy time. He's got reinforced in the main base, so he can defend, but he might have to eat this Kodo loss. But he seems stubborn, Sewin, to eat these bolt losses instead of just running away. He wants to defend his units.
Yeah. Feels a little odd indeed. Breaker is back, and it's so many of them. Plus, you get shop control. That's the heal scroll. And now you got the counter to Chain Lightning.
Alright, Sock backs away. 59 supply. Still has creeps to take, of course. And can still get Mountain King level 5 off probably what remains in the map. The Torn Chieftain will be back. But Someone just has to hope for a miracle. I think that Wolf Harass is looking ever more tantalizing now. If the Wolves can even make it into the base, I think... No, I don't think the base is actually open for Sock. He'd have to kill a farm, but that's probably the only play. I think you're right.
That would take some time. Maybe... how many raiders does he have? Is the Zeppelin drop possible? Okay, he got 1, so nope. And I don't think he can afford it even. Even though, of course, he got better economy now. But yeah, another fight. Items in favor of Sock. Army in favor of Sock. Heroes, guess debatable, but definitely not weak.
And there's the Wolf. Invis summons on both sides. Water Elemental scouts the Orc army. Wolves going to scout the human army, but of course they cannot reveal themselves or they'll just be stolen over or give experience. Going to go towards the main base. The Zeppelin could be purchased just to ferry the Wolves in, and that would be really hard for Sock to deal with, that Zeppelin. So it could just stay over the trees at all times. Is the base open? This is the question I had earlier. Okay, it is open, actually. So this can be a little bit annoying, but luckily for Sock, the army's already here to defend.
Yeah, I felt like he had a very, very good idea that this is happening. So that was basically the only play. A little bit time to recover for Soin. Hero focus still an option. There's no TP, no invul, no heal potion on Sock's side. Just a massive, massive army. We're about to mine out. And then what?
Yeah, the question is, can someone get up to a strong enough army to win a fight? 64 supply, and Sock has enough to expand. Magic Sentry,
oh yeah,
very, very valuable upgrade now, but yeah, there's not enough gold left in the mines really to start playing hit and run. I think, yeah, someone just has to break upkeep and hope he can eventually win a fight. Hero kill, as you mentioned, would be game-winning if someone could secure an Archmage kill, or even better, a Mountain King kill, but it's going to be very difficult to do that.
Yeah, the upkeep advantage is only like 800, 700 gold for Sewin, and that's what he needs to bring this back. It shouldn't be enough. It's kind of close-ish. Wolves see the expansion. Now he knows.
And they can harass that expansion quite a bit, but I mean, Sock could just sit in front of the expo for the rest of the game until it mines out, 30 minutes later, however long these gold mines take to mine out on Amazonia.
Oh, dude, we mined out Amazonia once, and it was not pretty.
Yeah, it's crazy because the amount of times we've seen people mine out Echo Isles, for instance, just shows how much gold are actually in these mines. Oh, Dust, Water Elemental, a bit more experience, but there is Invis on the TC, but again, Magic Sentry.
Nice reveals, knows exactly what's up. This long distance mining is not very promising, but also Sock doesn't have resources anymore for the power build. This will all take some time.
Hero kill is exactly what someone's going to go for. He's going to go for Ensnare, Speed Scroll, Stomp. He's going to try to kill that Archmage at all cost, or the Mountain King. It's very possible if you can force that Potion of Invulnerability, Speed Scroll away for a second, and then go in again. It could be done. There's no gold for Potion of Invulnerability on either side any longer, so...
Is this it, Carson? Is it the big push? Double invul. It's gonna be a lot about heroes here. Oh, 2 breakers, but gonna take so long to take them out.
The Ensnare helps. Really nice start to the fight for Soin, but he's still down in supply quite a bit, and Sock knows. He knows the hero focus is coming. He's not gonna overextend. Not
at all. Why would he? There's a tower here. Fight next to it, and that should be yours then. Mountain King level 5 by now. That hammer hurts so much, and there's no angle to attack. for that TC. The Archmage very secure, the caster very secure. The Breakers are doing a fine job.
It gets a Devour on another Breaker, but there's just too much. He could not kill the Mountain King when he needed to. Militia come from the main base. 42 against 60. Someone's getting some kills, but Sock is going to have the expansion up soon enough, and that's going to be the game. There's no way to kill a hero. There's plenty of mana on the Farseer, but how many Chain Lightnings would it take to kill a Mountain King? Probably more than 4.
Yeah, Sock with the Morpheus move. Come at me. Sweet dodge of that invul. As long as there's invis, very, very little chance. Wonderfully executed by Sock. Just perfect positioning, probably, but there's a couple more Chain Lightning. These casters need to heal themselves. Cooldown is off now. Stomp, Chain Lightning, multi-kill, level 5 TC, but also level 6 Archmage.
And there's no units left. There's one Shaman left over. Blizzard on level 6, and GG is called 1-0 for Sock. A nice game, forced it into one base, and casters. Always going to win in that situation.
Yeah, good game there. I think the important thing, don't fall too far behind early on, and then one base indeed seems to work out pretty well for Human in the late game. Makes me wonder though, why was AZ even in the pool?
Yeah.
Isn't that something you should veto as Orc? Or normally you can never expand on AZ, right? So you have to trust in the early game going super heavily your way. Seems like a bit of a risk.
It's good against rifles, I feel like. AZ used to be one of the stronger maps in the pool when rifles were pretty much the only thing people were playing, and they are really common now, so maybe that's what Sewin was thinking going into it, but of course Sock with the casters was just the perfect call.
Yeah, he reacted well to what his opponent was doing. Positioning on the map, really, really good. Forced some unforced errors here. Wait, forced some unforced errors? That makes no sense. Forced some errors out of Soin, who was a little hesitant, especially on the right-hand side. And if you have to think for a second or two, sometimes in Warcraft 3 that breaks your neck.
Right, Northern Isles. The classic rifle map now is coming up, and I'd be surprised to see casters here, so we might have a slightly different game in map 2.
Alright then, let's see if Soin can bring it back. Carson's big favorite to take it all here at the W3Champions Season 11 Finals to bring his championship back home. Or Sock, you know, we could have actually a Night Elf, an Undead, and a Human, and an Orc, of course, in the Winnerbracket semifinals. The perfect race distribution, everybody, as we all know. That's the state of Warcraft 3 currently. But for that, Sock has to win another map, and if he can do it, we'll see now.
Yeah, it's a win-win, really. Either a human makes it through, and then, you know, the human players will shut up for a couple days, or, you know, my prediction is correct, and I look really cool again. So, win-win for me.
Sweet of you to assume that humans will
players would ever shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
Not even after their WSB win. Not even a day.
An hour? It's hard to go less than an hour, I suppose. All right, Archmage and Farseer, but Farseer, it seems fast tech. Unless we'll have the late barracks. It's you can go for the barracks before you tech tier 2, but still have a slightly faster tech because you get the peons just mine more lumber as opposed to building the barracks early on. So that is a possible build. But yeah, no, this is a fast tech from Sewin. Definitely we'll see people creep level 2 with their Farseer with early headhunters on this map. But Sewin probably going to start harassing. He might be able to take a Murloc, but won't be able to get level 2, I don't think.
Except if he can farm a lot of footmen. And Militia, maybe, I don't know, is he expecting... Well, there is going to be the Tusker camp. He wants to harass this, probably.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's going to be a lot of experience for that Archmage. Already going to be level 2. And Soin, his Farseer was AFK for a second. That's, he's only got 1 unit in micro here, Neo. That's kind of unacceptable.
Well, the wolf was out already. So it technically was 3.
True. Credit where credit's due. The wolves go into the base. Arcane Tower already up. Again, this is looking like casters. The 3 farm with tower before tech. and the aggressive creeping. This is textbook caster play. So maybe Sock plays differently from Che, Miko, and Fortitude, and maybe that's why he's been more successful recently.
Boom. Yeah, I agree. Sock always had his own mind, and in this case, he might just be right. 1 peasant is all he had to pay. Maybe 2 now. But for this level 2 and the big invul potion, that's pretty damn good. And now the arcane is here, and he's safe, and he can tech. But lumber is an issue.
Yeah, it's definitely acceptable losses for Sock there for the experience. And he can militia creep the green to the south of his base whenever he wants, and then he's just pretty much this Murloc close to Sewin's base away from level 3 or his own next Murloc camp. So level 3 is inevitable at this point for Sock. It's just a matter of how he gets it. But he's not teching yet, still doesn't have the lumber. I'm wondering, I mean, there's potential to be a fast expansion here, actually. There it is. Militia being called.
He's a tech behind. Now he calls them back.
Ooh.
I'm confused, guys. What's happening?
This is different. Okay, he's teching. He says, screw it, I'm too late. But that was not something I'm used to seeing from Sock. A little bit uncertain of what to do.
Yeah, and also, like, having this fast tech, of course, that's the whole reason for the build, but an entire tech? He's like 10 seconds off or something. This is gigantic.
Yeah, the Archmage pressure is going to have to be very, very strong, and probably defend is going to be needed as well for the Footman, just to ensure that Sock can pressure this Tauren Chieftain, because if not, it's going to be level 3 Tauren Chieftain versus level 1, I assume, Mountain King, which is not going to be acceptable, because then there's no way you can cancel the expansion or kill the expansion of Sewin. So this is going to have to be really good pressure for Sock.
But remember last game? Soin had the better start, and then all of a sudden, Sock was able to kill the tier 2 buildings and gets what he's doing again. 2 water elementals into the base, onto the lodge.
Let's go for the burrow currently, though. Low HP water elemental on the lodge, of course. I suppose he thinks he can get that lodge no matter what, so just wants to get the burrow to start us off. The repair wasn't perfect. He could have gotten an extra peon on that burrow. The stomp could be used, but it can't land on the water elemental. Actually might be able to save the burrow. Nice stomp there, but he couldn't hit it on the water elemental. But still, I think Soin can save this burrow with the next stomp.
It's a lot of mana invested. Water elemental at 1/3. Archmage is coming in. Can't. Oh, he did summon another one. Sends it to the right-hand side. That's peon repair time. And that is such a different game compared to AZ. It's not even funny.
And nicely done. And the lodge lives as well. The bestiary probably will live as well, because there could be a peon block. Crucial, I think. It would have been very easy to lose that burrow had he not just adjusted that 1 peon and then actually adjusted the Tauren Chieftain to make sure he stomps 2 footmen instead of 1 there. So a couple things could have gone differently, and Sock would have been in a fantastic position. But as it stands, he got no real value there. Luckily for him, though, he didn't lose too many footmen, if any, during that harass.
He lost 1 footman to the left, and 2 of them are very hurt, chased by wolves, but the duration is over, so that's fine. Sock's still stubborn, still wants to get something done, but Shaman scouts this out, and there's... is it too late for the bestiary? Yeah.
Yeah, seems like. And of course, but this is all time where the Tauren Chieftain's not creeping. Tauren Chieftain's still on 0 experience. And Alchemist second for Sock.
What?
This isn't unheard of. I've seen this before, but I was never too impressed by it, I'll be honest.
Yeah. That is odd indeed. So what do you do with that? Like, it's very good for these base race scenarios where you spend a lot of time on burrows, but apart from that, is it really that good?
And where's your damage come from if you don't go rifles? If you go in double sanctum, you have, like, acid bomb isn't that good. Stomp kills the water elemental and saves that headhunter. And yeah, this is just not working out for Sock. A weird strategy. He could have just gone Panda here and probably been just fine, even stronger, because he has done decent lumber damage, enough to deny an expansion from Sewin at least. But now with Alchemist, if he doesn't do some serious damage right now, what is he going to do later on?
Yeah, I agree. Wanted to go for that burrow again, but Sewin shut that down too. Decent progress. Close to level 2 on the TC from all that kills in this 1 creep spot. And it is casters indeed. Second Sanctum coming, but also that Second Sanctum is ultra late because he still carries these lumber issues with him.
I suppose the idea could be just like mass sustain in the fights, but the thing about how this Orc army works with Stomp, Chain Lightning, and Headhunters, and Kodos, and Raiders, you speed scroll in, you get 4 kills immediately, and then you just run away. That's how the Orc army functions. So having sustain doesn't really work for Sock with the heal spray and the casters. It doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, I'm unable to follow him as well. Oh, lost it. Potential. Ah, well done. Okay, that would have been quite a struggle. And Soin knows how far ahead he is and goes for the expansion.
Yeah, well done. This is what Soin needed last game, and he's going to be able to secure it this game. A little bit later than he probably would have liked, but he's definitely going to be safe. It's going to be uncancelled, and Sock might be doing the same soon. Wouldn't be too surprised to see Militia go over to his natural very soon, and him try to get this into a 2-base game. He hasn't got the best items yet, Sock, but at least he's getting some experience. Level 4 in the Archmage is going to be very valuable to give that Alchemist mass mana. The one thing about the Alchemist is he can never have enough mana.
True. And not enough armor. That's something he's definitely lacking at the moment. And someone just goes into the middle, creeps up. He got nice levels already. He's tanky. And I'm not too sure, like, if Sock expands now, is that even promising to work? Will probably just be destroyed. Scouting is good. And the own expansion is up 1/3.
Yeah, the Torn Chieftain. Tons of XP, replenishment potions, a nice gift. The Wolves scout the expansion of Sock has not even been crept yet. The Breakers are coming out, though. Once there's a few Breakers, maybe Sock's army will be strong enough, but heal scrolls will be available now for Sewin, and as you mentioned, the expansion is going to get up no matter what, pretty much. Oh, Archmage, has to be careful. There is 2 Raiders here.
Nice devotion aura. Sock needs to play, but at the moment, his hero's just getting focused. This is definitely an item. TP or invul. There's no way to fight out, so TP it is. 325 gold when you really want to build an army and push that expo or build a counter expansion. Unlucky moment for being caught off guard.
Yeah, he wanted to make it to the shop to maybe get a heal scroll, but of course, Sewin gets both of them. 50 supply versus 50 supply. Sock right now with 1,200 gold. He's just banking. Not bad, I suppose, but he has to trade out some of these footmen or else his 50 supply army is not going to be that good. There he goes. He breaks upkeep. So he will have a supply advantage slightly before this expansion pays off for Sewin, but yeah, Sock is definitely going to struggle to find much value in these fights, I'm afraid.
Trying to establish this breaker wall indeed. 1 Kodo only. Now, like, the confidence of Soin stealing these labs away, that shows you so much about this game. Oh, whoopsie. Raider not part of that fight, but this time Speed Scroll is in time. And he retreats without severe losses.
Alright, level 3 Alchemist, level 2 Acid Bomb. Militia coming across. This is the fight that Sock needs to win. 61 supply versus 56. The expansion has almost paid for itself. But there's nothing at the shop right now. No heal scrolls. At least the push from vulnerability was purchased, as well as ivory towers for Sock. But someone's just going to do this all day. He's just going to run back and forth, buying as much time as he can. And then eventually, once he's ahead enough, he's just going to engage and stomp everything.
He already got the 2 heal scrolls. Expo is running, but I think Harass doesn't want to switch out of that fight here. Man, TC in the middle of all the breakers, that's not perfect. Heal scroll had to be used against that acid bomb. But is that a fight he can take? The fight is all over the place.
Yeah, the Shamans were pressured in the back. The Ensnare and the Grunt Focus Fire is a good way to deal with the Breakers as well as the Kodos. Still no Stomp. No spells really used on the side of Sewin, but he does get level 2 Aura. And I think he only lost really a Shaman here, and it killed maybe 3 Breakers, and all the Peasants. Footmen are dealing with the Peons at least. That was nicely done from Sock, but is he running out of steam? He doesn't have much of a front line anymore.
No TP, had to transfer the Invo Potion, that saves him for a bit. But Archmage, at the beginning of the push at 50%, moved the Peons to the side, but towers cancelled immediately. This is almost unrecoverable from if you're Sock.
Yeah, 2 heal scrolls were already used for Sewin, but he's gotten enough value out of them. GG is called, and I did see Seiso say in the chat, do you think that Alchemist was a legitimate misclick? Was he going for something like a Panda? I think the Tavern Hero made sense because his tech was so delayed, but was Alchemist a misclick, or was that what Sock wanted?
Would be a bit heartbreaking if it really was a misclick. I don't think so. I've seen Alchemist plenty of times before. I think especially Sock has tried it before. And I think it looks totally worthless against Orc every single time.
Yeah.
But I think a big problem here in this game was the early game not being clean enough. Losing 2 peasants, it doesn't sound so bad, but when your tech is late already thanks to the build, you can't afford to lose these peasants. After the first creep camp, I think the Archmage has to run back home, wait for the tower to finish, and then move out. And micro the peasants better, and don't lose them. Losing the peasants and the tech being so late, everything looked so tough. Yeah, I think that's just not a mistake you can afford to make. You need a cleaner early game. Defend your peasants, and get that tech not as late as it was there.
And not getting the burrow as well, right? Like, there's so much repair invested. Yes, that does cost a lot, but he could have got the Spirit Lodge easily and then backed up and came back in for a recancel in the tier 2. Instead, he hard commits for the burrow that he never gets. So that maybe wasn't the best harass either.
Yeah, this game decided by early game and mid game, not the late game fights. But on game 1, Sock looked dominant. On map 2, Sewin looked dominant. We have to settle this on map 3, and that is Autumn Leaves.
Map tends to play a little bit like Northern Isles at times, or even like a Last Refuge sometimes, minus the Shadow Priest that you can get on the Last Refuge, of course, change the dynamic. Because there's the 2 middle camps. You have both the lab and the mercenary camp, which tends to be for the human player. If they can get a fast tech, if they can go into the rifles that I keep mentioning time and time again and get their Mountain King out, they can call militia and they can win those middle camps. How the Orc can contest this is if Soin manages to power creep up a level 3 Farseer, if he can find some camps in the early game and get those level 2 wolves, he can actually manage to contest the middle. If not, Sock will get a huge XP lead. That tends to be the dynamic on this map, but there also is opportunity for a fast expansion, and if ever we're going to see one, probably would be on this map.
Right, let's see if you're right. The winner of this map is facing Happy. In the winner bracket semifinal, the loser drops down versus Fly. Quite some high stakes here. Can Sewin carry the momentum into the next round, or will Sock bounce back, the last remaining human in this tournament? 2, no surprise, we got a Farseer against an Archmage.
Typical, but the fast tech again from Soin. Not so typical. I would prefer to see not maybe a grunt opener, but at least early headhunters, so you can get some creeping done. Of course, you're still going to be aggressive against the human, but what you're going to try to do is be aggro, pressure the Archmage away from any valuable camps, and then take them yourself once you have 2, 3, 4 headhunters. And that's how you can scrape together a level 3 Farseer before tier 2. But with the fast tech, it's going to be much more difficult to do that. But Sock again going for the tower and the 3 farms, so he's not looking to play rifles either.
Is it a 4 farm? That's the question.
Indeed.
Will he expand? Thank you, Choda6 for the 50-month resub, for Glory Heaven for the 9-month resub, or 46-month resub actually, and Serbian Jarks for 29. Love to see the sub counter rise, everybody. Get him in. Sock, shop first. A little sidestep.
Interesting. Yeah, he can pick up a circlet here, and he can potentially get a claw camp, and someone's not going to see him at this green camp, and he's going to expect a fast expansion right now. He's probably going to run straight to the bottom right, not expecting the shop. This is not very standard for good reason, so the peasants aren't actually going to get caught out. Oh, this is sick from Sock. He's going to get this whole green camp, because, yeah, if you don't see them at the Berserker, you think automatically as an Orc player, he's fast expanding. He's creeping it right now. I need to get there on time. But Sock gets 2 free camps because of this creep route.
Evasion creeping, everybody. Big impact. Level 2.1, 2 circles in the mantle. That's the reward for Sock. Last hit, important. Ah, got that as well. Empty-handed Farseer. A horrible early for Soin.
Yeah, this is so sick. And then he can call militia and creep both the green camps close to his base, and that would be level 3. It's expensive, of course, for Sock, but he could get level 3 no problem through doing that. And then maybe the harass could be a bit better. Of course, the tier 2 is going to be a full tech advantage for Sewin yet again due to that fast tech.
But
tier
also
2 at least has started now.
But also full level advantage on the human side as they continue to brawl. Archmage will probably win that battle due to Brilliance Aura now, but doesn't want to lose too much HP as in the previous game.
I suppose Sock doesn't necessarily need to really go balls to the wall for level 3. I mean, those 2 camps that he got were pretty much free. He didn't lose any militia, and the militia timing was pretty much as long as it would be to creep the green. So he doesn't have to overcommit to power creeping 3. He's got Boots of Speed. He's pressuring this Farseer quite a bit, and the shop isn't finished yet.
Oh, wow, that hurts. He can pluck this hole with the Headhunters, but whatever he plucks it with is going to take damage. Shop finishing now, so he can heal, but Sock with a wonderful reaction. And in general, like, it feels like everything he does is picture perfect right now.
Yeah, the Wolves are pressuring the Archmage. That's very, very important. If you don't do that, the Archmage is just going to keep sitting here and right-clicking you. Could be a town portal for even both sides. The Farseer... Oh! A low damage roll actually saves the Farseer there.
But he got boots. Can he chase him? There's no chain lightning, of course. There's nothing. Turns around. Is he strong enough? No, just summons new wolves. That could have been the series for Sock and the lower bracket for Sewin.
Very precise Farseer micro here from Soin. Resummons the Wolves to pressure the Archmage back. Has salves just to get him up enough HP to be able to trade with the Archmage despite the boots. Sock is now going for his shop, and the tier 2 is done for Soin, who has a Torn Chief and Spirit Lodge Bestiary as expected. And this pressure seems to have not paid off for Sock, did it? He's going to get some creeping done, but a lot invested and no kills really achieved.
I mean... He did delay Lodge and Bestiary, right? Even though they weren't really there and he couldn't attack them. But they're only done for like 50%. And
I suppose he got 2 Headhunters as well. I missed.
Yeah.
He did get 2 Headhunters. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, almost level 3. Ooh, that's a 6 XP off. Unfortunate. The shop is now up.
There we go.
He finally gets level 3. There we go. Oh, Footman though. Uh-oh.
Not the end of the world, I guess. We do have double Sanctum again. Sock completely moving out of rifles.
Hey, he likes the casters. He likes the casters. That was more popular for a long time. It's just been the past, say, week that I've been seeing a lot more rifles. Maybe 2 weeks. But he's got his own style. It's only looked bad last game because he went with an Alchemist. This game he's getting a Mountain King, so... Can't be too bad. We're going to have to see that expansion again from Sewin, though. He has to pretty much emulate what he did last game, only better because it's going to be a Mountain King he's up against.
Oh, yeah. Hammer time and clap time.
Beastmaster, he cancels the Mountain King.
No way.
This is a classic Sock. Call to the Wild, everybody. And he's going to go in for... But what is he going to go in for? He might be able to get a burrow, but there's no tier 2 cancel possible.
Well, if you don't have burrows, you can't build units and you can't fight.
True.
Oh man, can he hold it this time? This is tricky for Soin. He's a little surprised by that, and yeah, burrowed out.
No way to save it there. The TC is now in almost level 2 and needs this water elemental, and there, now he has Stomp. Kodo could actually devour this water elemental. That would be very, very valuable. Another Headhunter goes down. And Shaman's being pressured to the back of Sewin's base currently. 1 Shaman goes down, but this Beastmaster has to seriously get some damage done, or else it's not worth it.
Yeah, it doesn't scale as well as the TC does for sure, even though we all love the bear and it's hard to come by, but Purge is one of the best weapons against it. Ooh, 2 more kills. Experience is of the essence. Was that enough? Was that enough time? Archmage, kinda low, but able to run away with the boots, of course, as there's no lockdown inside. Was it that bad? This burrow loss. I mean, wait, he's not building it back. Only now.
Oh, forgot about it for a second, as it seems under a lot of pressure, a lot of multitasking going on, and only 1 Shaman currently. What you can do as the Orc player in this situation is literally just get like 5-6 Shamans, and then the human player can pretty much not do anything in the fights because they just have like casters and you just get free XP off their summons. So tends to be pretty weak if the human doesn't get a supply advantage, which is why we're going to see Sock go back and definitely expand right now. Yeah, he's calling the militia. You need to play 2-base with this, and then how you can play it is Fly versus Infi, Turtle Rock, WCG 2009, Mass Invis Summon Harass. That's how you play this later on if you're Sock.
One of the best human games, I guess, I've ever seen. Instant or unlimited Invis Summon Harass. Glory. Glorious, glorious game. If only had a Witch Doctor. Or some detection.
True.
That very day.
Alright, the expansion's going to come up. Of course, Sewin's going to know all this. This isn't an unheard of strategy. This is something that Sock has done very, very commonly, and this expansion is a crucial part. So this is going to be something that's in Sewin's mind, but he also needs level 3 Torn Chieftain himself and his own expansion, I would imagine. Bone Chimes won't be too bad, and that Burrow's finally finished and reinforced, but the Harass has already started a bear in the peon line currently.
Let's go. Oh man, this is so obnoxious, but you can place a Shaman here for Dispel and the Burrows clean it up. That's kind of neat. Oh, that bear gets intercepted. So it is reacting really well to this.
Yeah, I think definitely a Witch Doctor, not even just for the invis, but just to put in the middle of the map so you know when the summons are coming your way, then you can send the Shamans back, would be warranted. Archmage also level 4 would be a big upgrade, as well as that Beastmaster, of course, on level 3. Expansion is going to be up in a second, and surprised to see Soin not going for his own expansion. It's very cancelable if he goes for a Great Hall at his natural, but it's still going to be necessary, I think.
Beastmaster close to 3 now. One of the wind could trap someone with that. Invis is coming soon. Control magic as well. He could send Bear, Water Elemental, and Wolves into Sewin's base.
Yeah, and then eventually get tier 3, get a Fire Lord. GG. Expansion is found, though, and this is a strong timing. 50 against 42 in the Torn Chieftain's level 3. This could be, speaking of GG, a GG timing, actually, if Sock cannot defend.
He's 10 supply down there. Love that Raider doing massive damage also to the economy. Forces a reposition. I'm not too sure. Soin once again hesitant. The bear makes it all the way across the map.
3 Shamans are here. That should be enough for now, but one thing that Soin does not have is a lot of sustain. A single heal scroll and 1 speed scroll. So once he speed scrolls in, he cannot speed scroll out, so Sock is going to try to just hold on, but that's what the Grunt is for in the Peasant line, to force the fight eventually.
That bear got 2 peons already, and the TC, immediately dispelled against that. Gets the peon kill, gets the Water Elemental. These summons are feeding quite a bit, but there's also no mana, but you called it. This Grunt here getting a tripler. And Sewin's economy is already back to full. Another kill here. Man, this expansion didn't pay off yet. Struggle City for Sock for now.
And a 5th Shaman on the way. Wanted the wind used to deny the stomp for now. 1 Shaman getting pressured, but as long as there's Shaman mana, it's going to be a difficult fight for Sock to win. But he's not losing any real units, really. Maybe this Breaker could go down, and the Kodo other one could devour, but he's trading decently, Sock, I would say.
It's a lot harder for Sock to get these Kodo kills, though, if there's no Stormbolt. I think there's a blue blinking dot in Sewin's economy line again. Get that last hit. Not gonna do it. Has a speed scroll out. Expo still up. Sock holds, even though with heavy losses.
Yeah, really nice harass. And the peons were burrowed up in the main base for Sewin for quite a while, so the economy is not quite even when the expansion has no peasants at it, because Sewin is constantly burrowed up. And Sewin might have to back away. He's used that heal scroll, level 4 in the Torn Chieftain. This is the advantage, of course, ORC has, is they get tons of experience here. But the sustain is running dry, and there's the town portal, and Sock holds, and he's going to have a big supply advantage in no time.
Right on. 10 supply lead already. That is, of course, also a lot of economy, as he's on 2 bases. But also, again, Sewin a little hesitant, right? He used the speed scroll, went back a little bit, goes back in, and then is forced into a town portal after 2 or 3 more units have fallen. I think portaling away or even running away, heal up and then rinse and repeat does a better job than that one. What now?
And this bear, the first of his kind, comes in. It's going to be annoying. Might warrant even a watchtower soon enough. Can help out a ton. And, of course, as you mentioned earlier, leaving the shaman, at least one back at home, is needed. But for now, 59 against 50. 10 supply advantage is about what you need as the human here to be winning fights consistently. Because you just don't have a ton of damage. You only really have the breaker front line. That bear does actually get killed by a peon, so experience granted. Level 4 in the Farseer. And the heroes for the Orc for Sewin are getting quite strong, but he can't break this expansion with Sock being so defensive.
And the next invisible raging bear is coming. Oh, this is good old Sock playstyle. As annoying as possible. All for the W. We have a blizzard transition, everybody, so he can't reach the castle, and he does have that damage. This arcane will fall, but so much commitment. Raider falling, triple Kodo, what can they do? Eat a lot. All right. But how do you withstand this blizzard?
Yeah, this is actually a fighting army supply advantage, close to at least, for Soin, because he's got 9 supply in the Kodos. Archmage might be forced to do a TP sooner rather than later. Push invulnerability was passed over. Chain Lightning actually dodged. Still lands decently on the casters, though. And the Blizzard makes up for the loss in damage. Grunt again is attacking peasants, but he's slowed this time around.
Well, he still does damage with the Lightning Shield. Well done, using all the spells they have to offer. Aiming for that Archmage again, aiming for the casters again, but this time the TC has no mana, no stomp. Still forces a town portal, trying to get the peasants with him, so there's not more kills. And now, can he resupply on health and mana fast enough so this town hall is not lost?
Someone has to be thinking about preparing, evacuation. He buys a town portal and a heal scroll. Yeah, just kill this town hall if you're Soin here, and then TP away. Heal scroll might be forced here. There it is. Well, we might take a couple of losses, though, getting this town hall, but then there will be the TP, and Soin in the driver's seat, but still down. How many Kodos are devoured? Do they have 3 breakers still? They have 2 breakers, so he's still down about 5 supply currently.
Damn, he could have lost so much more there. Pretty much perfect execution. Nice to have that headspace to go to the shop and go for that TP again. Expensive expansion. This didn't mind too much, but the constant pressure needed to be rebuilt. Had the towers there. This, I mean, it's still a big army for Sock, but Sewin is back in the saddle.
Yeah, and the Kodos, you mentioned it earlier, they just cannot be dealt with easily because these summons that do the damage, the Quill Beasts and the Water Elementals, are immediately purged. The Blizzard doesn't do a ton now, and there's no Storm Bolt, so the Kodos can always get 3 Devours, and it's going to be tough. I think you need to expand again if you're Sock and just go for it, but currently doesn't have the resources to do it. He's 56 supply, is going to be broken upkeep for a long, long time at this rate.
Damn, 700 gold advantage in the main base. And we will mine out sooner than later. Wow, expansion by Soin now. Why not?
Yep. Why not? He's pretty far ahead. He's getting close to level 5-5, especially on that Torn Chieftain. One more camp would do it. Beastmaster almost level 4, and that will mean 2 summons can go into the main base. With that Bloodlust and the Quill Beast, he can get there so fast. And there's not a ton of Shaman mana in the one back home currently, so the Harass could be decent if these summons just continuously go in for pretty much the rest of the game. They could find some more kills.
Level 2 Quill Beast now indeed. What's Sewin doing? Does he have a town? Oh no, he's not carrying a town portal, just a heal scroll. And that's a Quill Beast Harass into the north and the Bear Harass into the base. But this time a Shaman is around, but no Shaman here.
Farseer is going to be 5 soon. Wolf is scouting. There's no expansion again. Quill Beast actually finds the Great Hall. I think on his lonesome he'll be able to cancel that. Really nicely found. I think a lot of players would have just sent that Quill Beast straight into the main base, but make sure there's no expansion first of all. And he's going to get the red camp as well as that Expo. But he's still 62 supplies and broken up Keep Sock for so long now.
Yeah, that's costly. And Sewin is mining longer. The longer the game goes, the better for the Orc. For once, I guess, even though there's still a lot of breakers that you have to deal with. Red spot. Ah, now the Shaman is here. With that, the Expo is... Okay, there's the second one. That should be a cancel, eh? But in the meantime, an attack by Sewin.
Gotta keep an eye on that Great Hall to make sure that he actually does cancel it during all the chaos. The Blizzard, the Speed Scroll away, but the Speed Scroll actually, I think, dispelled there. Town Portal away. Oh, the Great Hall is one more attack. Doesn't get canceled by Sewin there because it was just too chaotic, and he takes heavy losses there in that fight.
Oh, that was so expensive. 400 gold gone. And the town portal, of course, just when he thought he had a solid advantage and he can carry this home. Nasty, nasty timing for that. I think a Kodo went down as well. 6 supplies still in stomachs. And more Kodos. But Sock should feel comfortable now. Level 3 Blizzard. 4.5 Beastmaster. Double heal scroll and so inside. I would so love to see a Witch Doctor.
Yeah, that would be super valuable at this point. Especially if you have a tower in the main base and the tower can do some extra damage before the summon even starts attacking. Still anyone's game here for sure. 64 supply, as you mentioned, 6 that in the Kodos, but I mean, Sock could still definitely win a fight with the level 3 Blizzard if someone's caught out of position, say without a speed scroll, which he's been using aggressively. The creeps are running dry. Red Camp again will go towards Sock, who's getting close to Beastmaster 5, and then that level 3 Bear. It takes a whole lot of purges to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, and he can blink away if you want to. He can bash, of course. Feels like Sewin has a little bit of a wrong read, positioning himself on the left-hand side, giving that red spot up so easily.
There's level 5 in the Beastmaster.
Is it though?
Value. Oh, it might be actually just shy. Okay, just perfect. Okay.
Well, you can't creep higher than 5, so it's always perfect. But
well, that's true. Well, you know, if you could, it would be 5 experience over. Yeah.
Exactly. There we go. Claws plus 12, not bad on this Archmage. But no second expansion. 400 gold left.
Is either player going to expand here? I wonder. 1,400 gold extra for Soin is going to obviously be a godsend, but I'm wondering if Sock is ever going to try to expand with the 600 he has banked currently, or will he just try to get as big of an army as he can and fight?
Yeah, I think so too. Don't give Sewin time to use the gold that he's mining now.
Oh, level 3 Quill, by the way, not the Blink Bear.
Oh wow, that's blasphemy.
Yeah, it's sad to see him not... I mean, it's all about the Shaman mana, really, especially in the fights. Mass slow and mass summons, you are trying to run the Shamans dry, so the Bear is just better for that exact reason.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Goldies, I guess,
yeah,
for scouting, maybe.
We have him muted here. You guys can't hear it, but Remo is actually crying right now, not seeing the level 3 Bear.
Yeah, I think that's just a very bad choice. Yeah. All right, here goes Sock. He's out of gold. Magic Sentry being researched for the ivory towers that he has. He's all inning, knowing that Soin has extra gold. Here it is.
Oh, man. That must be it. One fight for the winner bracket semifinal. Who's facing happy? The winner of this fight for sure. No backup, no expansion afterwards, no money. Supply similar, levels similar, inventory similar. These militia soak up a lot of damage already, but that's only mana and a couple of spells. Sorceress gets taken out. Sock positions himself in a way that reinforcements and right in his fangs.
Yeah, he gets the Kodo. Oh, that's a massive stomp, though. That is possibly a game-winning stomp right there. The Chain Lightning follow-up is huge. The next stomp is going to be just as big as well. These heroes are just too big for Sewin.
Oh my, that's so much damage. The Raider with the backstep, I love it. Just when Sock was about to reposition, that all-in push is stopped in its tracks. Wonderful, masterful defense by Sewin.
Yeah, the Torn Chieftain almost level 6. The Farseer almost level 6. And the gold mine's still running. 90 more gold, 50 versus 51 supply. And Sewin might end up with enough gold just to build that Great Hall if he sells. Maybe that... Sadly, that Ring of Regen is probably the end that's got to go here. But then he can build a Great Hall for Sock. No gold at all. He spent it all on alcohol on that push.
Oh yeah, it didn't end up well, as so often when you do that. He's trying again. Rinse and repeat. But Also a little bit of long distance mining on both sides. Can the fighting position be even better than before?
Kodos. So many Devours. The Kodos must have killed like 12 breakers this game
Yeah.
at least. Level 6 on the Tauren Chieftain. If he thought he had a lot of mana before, he's going to have a whole lot of mana when he comes back. The Stomp is huge. The Chain Lightning follow-up is going to be even huger. And this Archmage is just dead. And GG is called. And Sewin, it wasn't pretty at the beginning, but he makes it work 2-1 in the end.
Damn, close game. Nice comeback by Soin. I feel like Sock may have kind of given that out of his hand, though. Good early game, decent mid game, and then the expansion, I think, came up nicely. I was looking a lot at his Sanctums and was getting tons of upgrades. He was getting, like, Sorcerer's upgrade. He was waiting a long time with his production when he was getting pushed at the Expo, like 600 gold, and didn't go into upkeep. If this had all been breakers, I think he may have been able to hold the expansion and win the game that way. Also, Blizzard transition, not sure that I'm a fan. I feel like between Beastmaster and Archmage, you can run those Shaman dry, just keep on spamming summons over and over, but also a tough choice to make. But I think if Sock optimizes a bit more, he may win that game.
I do think the Water Elementals would have been good a little while longer to continue harassing the economy while Sock was like sort of, or Soin rather, was pushing the expansion. But Sock kind of always does that Blizzard transition. Eventually, I think it was a bit early there, to be fair. But eventually, I feel like you might need it. But yeah, a couple things could have gone his way. Also, he could have maybe just played the same strategy he played game 1. All 3 games. It looked great in game 1. And the Mountain King can always be a carry no matter what the game is. So, I don't know. Weird that he did 3 different strategies in 3 different games.
Yeah, maybe a little too cheeky, but that gives us the winner bracket semifinal, Happy versus Sewin, rematch of the Season 9 Grand Final. And in the lower bracket, we get Sock versus Fly. And I think with this outcome, we can't complain, except if you're a human player. Then probably you will complain, because you always complain.
Definitely.
But, man, Happy versus Sock is next. What a banger. We figure out the server and hosting situation, and we give you some time to contribute to the tournament prize money, everybody, because this is all community funded. The War3Champions finals each and every single time. You help us out so much. $2,165. Can we boost this up to $2,500 today? Yesterday, you did a marvelous job cracking the 2K. Today, a little tame thus far. Of course, we have a long day ahead of us, but you shall not be lazy. The players aren't lazy. We aren't lazy here. So chip in if you can. You can buy profile pictures at W3Cfinals.backtowarcraft.com, just as Linfra did, just as Izzy did, just as Rigor Mortis did multiple times. They're beautiful. We have surfboards for Back to Warcraft and War3Champions. We have a human sandcastle, the Night Elf Moon Juice Long Drink, the Orb of Lightning Beach Ball, and the Skull Glasses. Check it out, yo. Reward the players for these amazing plays we got here. And of course, reward War3Champions as well if you can. They are providing us with so many awesome features in every single regard. They got the best matchmaking in the business. Not NetEase, not Battle.net, not anything that ever was there before. A group of clever mathematicians sat together and worked out very, very difficult algorithms that I don't understand to provide you with the best matchmaking in 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and FFA, where AT and RT is actually matched. You can also just play Legion TD if you aren't in for the super competitive mode, or play around a banjo ball, which is basically Warcraft football. We also got random heroes ladder there. Off we go. This is a super cool community. Join them on their Discord if you want to help, because these guys are always looking for new blood in the team, whether you want to be a moderator or a report reviewer or help coding. These guys are looking for people who can do JavaScript, C#, .NET, jQuery, Rust, especially for the server infrastructure, and TypeScript and Node. And if you think, well, I can't code, but I want to help somehow else, you could take over the Twitter account. You could do community management. You can maybe organize the work these guys are doing there. Just reach out if you have some free time and some skills to your hands. New blood and new people that help out are very, very welcome, because the team that's doing it right now is already doing it for 2.5 years, and I can tell you it's not an easy job at all.
Definitely not an easy job when, yeah, everyone that gets losses on ladder blames you for their ladder losses. That's never a position you want to be in, but it's a position that somebody has to be in to give us a good place to practice.
That's exactly what it is. We give you one of 3 hardware pieces thanks to CORSAIR at giveaway.backtowwarcraft.com. All you have to do is to click a couple of links and you can win one of these 3 pieces here. The K70 Pro Mini Wireless Keyboard, the Void Elite headset, or the HS65 Surround headset might be yours after this. Just as the profile picture, this giveaway is only open until the end of the tournament, and then we'll draw a winner. But now we draw a little bit of a break, and we will show you how awesome this little K70 Mini is, fully customizable. Check it out, join the giveaway, take a little break, refresh on snacks and drinks, and then enjoy Happy versus Sewin.